Hey guys, still here. Welcome back to the Second Korean War, Ashen Shadows. I'm running 2.41 for Ashen Shadows, and I'm probably soon going to be installing 2.42, which is the latest release. I just hope that it doesn't destabilize the save file. If that happens, well, we're just going to have to revert to 2.41. That's going to be a bit of testing. Anyway, at the moment, Ashen Shadows, in case you don't know about it, before I forget that. You can find it in the link in the description. That's how you install it and download it, not in that order. Very easy, does not need any explanation from me. If you need people to play it with, be sure to check in the description as well for the Discord. And otherwise, let's just get into this campaign. Now, we are on episode 5. Previous episode, I sent my fleet over here, this 3rd Escort Flotilla, to intercept the battle group here, the 5th Surface Ship Brigade. Consists of a couple of Genkai 2s, a couple of those long-range ASM slinging gunships. Well, not gunships really, frigates or destroyers. I hope that this group, in tandem with the Trimantur, is going to be enough. At the moment, I'm not going to be playing this fight because this group's out of initiative, and I'm going to be defending myself against this group in the next turn. Hopefully also catching those 2 aircraft groups off guard. And if I can nail those, well, that would mean that these 2 groups over here are free to move up and join the fight over in the north. There is one more fight that I have to do this particular turn, and that's Chon'Ma. We have going on here is a pretty large battle group that's incoming. We're looking at 98, or sorry, not 98, looking at Chon'Ma 98. These are 72 tanks of these things. Now fortunately, they don't have a lot of armor, their optics are poor, and their gun at 17 is not enough to go through the frontal armor of my K2 pips. So the K2 pips against the Chon'Ma 98s are fine. The Chon'Ma 98, however, is far inferior to the T90S, and the T90S will pose a threat to the K2. It has medium optics, mobility is pretty good. We're looking at 22 frontal armor and 23 AP on the gun. Stabilizer is also quite good. The one thing it does not have that the K2 pip does is a C2 or a CWIS heavy, which is the APS. And yes, this thing also comes with a smokescreen dispenser, in case you're wondering. Now my tanks are quite a bit faster. 23 AP on the gun, 24 frontal armor. This means that I will win against the T90S. If they mass their T90S with Chon'Ma 98s, that's where the situation gets risky. Because if these things take the punches and my K2s are not capable of deleting them quickly enough, then the Chon'Ma 98 might get too close. And if that happens, those guns will start to hurt. And that's not even the biggest threat. The biggest threat is the aircraft. Su-30 MKV, 8 of these things. They have an 30-point AP weapon, the KH-29T. They carry 4 of these. I expect them to fly in groups, in which case they are likely to try and engage as many aircraft or as many tanks at the same time. And hopefully all those missiles will try to target one K2. The other one is the A51. Sorry, the A5I, I think, not the A51. The A5I does have cluster bombs, which against the top armor of the K2 pip will go through, and it will do damage. I don't have a lot to defend myself with. I have K30s, these are AA guns, and I have the KP SAM Pegasus, which against airplanes have a decent range, but their HE is a bit lacking. There's also one other problem that I have. I have 6 command tanks, but they're pretty expensive, and my main weapon, the K2, is 150 points. I also want to deploy a FOB to make sure that I can keep most AA units as well as my tanks resupplied. Because the survivability for the tanks is one thing, the ammunition is a second. There will be a lot of armor to destroy. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm going to try and set up in, I think, Seoul. This is going to give me 2 points. If I can keep hold of Echo or even Delta, that would really help. But neither of these zones are easy to defend. Cats are getting really loud. I'm not sure if that made it onto the recording. Okay, let's see what I have to work with. I'm gonna have to make maximum use of the terrain here. Now see, Delta gives me perfect line of sight. I can engage anything that comes across these plains. Sol is a little bit less ideal. I could plunk my fob down here, have my tanks in a battle line where they can pretty much park themselves there, and there, and still engage stuff that's coming down this road. Here's the problem. They're not likely to do that. They're likely to come down this road. And my K2s are ideal at long range. That's when they have the advantage. The moment that that range starts to decrease, the AP for the enemy team becomes more potent. And that is something I would really like to avoid. The other option is Sok Cho, but it's not really an option, it's too open. It's a land reinforcement route, so that helps. But it does not give me any victory points, or any destruction points, or whichever you might call them, resupply points. I need those, because this battle group has no cohesion. And without cohesion, that means that I have a problem. I cannot bring in new units. So I'm going to go for the risky setup in Delta and Daejeon, just like I did last battle. I hope that my command tank can survive, but that is not a given. I'm going to go with the elite K2s to make sure I get the maximum firepower for the amount of units that I can deploy. I don't think I can deploy a whole lot of them. Now I also have a couple of Sochongsu Vanguard. These come with the AA missile. They're alright, but I would rather rely on the Pegasus. Unfortunately, I only have 2. That's not a lot for AA, but I need to kill those jets. They are a massive threat. This is all I can field. I'm going to save up the rest of my points to bring in another K2 as soon as possible. So right now I only have 3 tanks. Yeah, I'm still going to have to get an Eland. I need the optics. 35 points. We're going to have to make do. We are just going to have to make do. Here we go. That's a lot of armor. Looks like they're not combining some of these tanks. These are AA units. There's the T90s. Actually, the T90S. Line of sight's good. Chon'Ma 98's rolling up. I'm okay with the AI capturing a few more zones, as long as I can hold them off. And this battle group has to survive. They are just too valuable to lose. Now, first round's out, and hopefully these Chon'Ma 98s are going to make a mistake. I'm also hoping... Oh, here we go. Does this work? It sort of worked. There goes 145 points of aircraft. This one deployed smoke. It sort of saved it, in the sense that the tank is not dead. The other tank is also taking quite a beating. It is not dead, but its weapon is jammed for the next 40 seconds. So I have 2 effective guns here. I need you to stay hidden. Alright, this thing's presenting broadside, or near enough. Take the T90S first. Gotcha. 130 points. Oh, don't start firing. I need you intact. Got just enough points for another K2. And these Chon'Ma 98s are easy prey, especially if they drive side-on to my tanks. Which naturally is exactly what they're doing. The other K2 is already taken on repairs. And look at how quickly these things go through their ammo. 22 rounds left. It's another Chon'Ma 98 dead. Okay, they captured Seoul, that makes sense. Okay, fall back. You're sort of repaired. You're gonna take up the front line again. Well, apparently the enemy is much too concerned with the amount of air power I don't have. That's interesting. Oh, shit. I need to get that thing as quickly as possible. If that thing spots one of my tanks, guess what's going to happen? It's going to call in an airstrike. Yes, I know this thing doesn't technically call in airstrikes itself, but it might as well. In the meanwhile, we have, by the looks of it, another 8 Chon'Mas and another T90S coming in. Fortunately, these things don't all arrive at the exact same time. Makes my life a little easier. And these K2s are a bit too close. One cluster munition could take them both out. Fortunately, they're all repaired. Well, working on it. Jesus, there's a lot of them. 12. Yeah, that's 12 Chon'Mas. And the rest is... That's not all T90. There we go. Optical failure. Get out there. We've got another veteran we can call in. You. Roll up. Be quick about it. Jesus. Look at this. Oh, crap. Priority target. This K2 is taking flanking fire. Hopefully this is going to keep its flank secure for a bit. Get out there. Take care of the T90. It's far, far too damaging to the units at current. Let's make strategic use of those smoke screens. You, fall back. Come on. Need that. Ooh, Jesus, you're close. Need that T90 dead. Right about now would be a good time. And this one survived. At the moment, no further airstrikes. I think that for the moment, the AI just doesn't have the vision to work with an airstrike. Oh, I'm happy this guy survived. Oh. Flanking fire from the right. Looks like a Chon'Ma. Yep, that's another 35 points. There's the next K2. Not a moment too soon. This thing's still panicked and won't repair. This thing has about half ammo left. Looking good. Some more Chon'Mas. See, if they'll come at me in an orderly line, especially with side armor facing, that would be perfect. I would not be surprised if this thing is going to take a hit at some point. Ah, you're being fixed. Good man. Alright, you're going to take up position front. Let's see if we can take out those Pongays. They're not terribly valuable. Not so much in points, but if they can be killed off, that would be ideal for a later battle where I might be able to use helicopters. And if I don't have to worry about Pongays, well, let's just say the Apaches, if that's what I'm going to be using, will probably be thanking the pilots. Or the pilots will be thanking the tank commanders. Another Chon'Ma. Easy picking so far. Just imagine trying a fight like this with the M48s. The M48s, which at this point will already have taken part in the battle against T-72s. No thanks. Alright, you're ready. That's the one that took a big hit, that's Ton. More Chon'Ma. You can see the difference between the Chon'Ma and the T... Oh, that's not even a Chon'Ma. And the amount of hit points that they have. The T90s, or the T90S if you want to be exact, have even more hit points. There's one. I want you to move this way. Another Chon'Ma. Come on, get out, take out Scout. Priority target. There you go. Shit, you're too close. Fortunately, these things are blind. Well, near enough. At least they won't be able to target me, that's for sure. This is going to be a bit risky. These Pongay, somehow, know that I'm coming. And they apparently are not sitting around for a K2 Pip to come up close. And give him a 120... What am I firing? 120mm round. That makes sense. Kill. Fuel leak on that one. Shit, that's too close. Is that a quad stack of T90s or something? Could be. Deploy it. Get your ass into cover. You, fall back. You have flanking shots, but they have flanking shots on you just as well. Move up. Moving up. This one's too close to the fire. Fall back into cover. I'm now spreading my forces a little too thin. Alright, use the smoke screen. That's going to cover the front. That means I can take out this group pretty easily. Flank shot. Missed. Ooh, you just took a big flank shot, didn't you? Cover your flank. Fall back. If I can avoid it, I would rather not lose a single tank. Kill. Fortunately, they do not have a lot of those T-90s. Jesus, this thing is out of ammo. Yeah, it has 3 rounds left. You, get your ass over here. On the double. Because this one's out of ammo. Alright, this one's taken quite a bit of damage. How many tanks have they lost so far? I haven't really kept track, but it must have been a ton already. Next. Come on. Gotcha. Okay, you. Get over here and get your ass fixed. 1400 points until we win this one. Until they get defeated. At which point the battle group will be on the run and potentially entirely eradicated. And the K2s are having a field day. This is going to give me a lot of elite tanks, which I really like because I see a great future for these tanks. They are likely to be seeing a lot of conflict. Now I want to keep them spread out. Oh, that's an AGGM, that's an M1992. Unfortunately for you, I have an APS. So even if your missile comes any closer, it's going to get knocked out. Alright, another elite one. Don't get too far. Take up the slack. Good man. There's another T-90. Prio target. There's another K2 arriving. Alright, you're taking out... Oh, shit. Flank fire. Now we're taking flanking fire from T-90. There's not really any right way to point the armor. Weapons malfunction. That means that not even the smoke screen will fire. Take out the T-90S first, and then take out the Chon'Ma. Good man. That's one. You've been resupplied and repaired. Go forth and take care of that Chon'Ma. Okay. You're gonna get your ass repaired. You're gonna take up the front lines. We still have another K2. This one needs... yeah, it's still being repaired. This one has been resupplied. Okay. Let's send you two hunting. Actually, I'll keep you back here. And let's get these two a kill. Okay, 8 minutes left. With 8 minutes, I should be able to do a lot more damage. They have 2 command units deployed. One in Seoul, one in Kaesong. Let's keep fielding more of those K2s. I think the decision to engage them from this zone was the right one. Come on. My APS is not impressed with your missile. I just hope I can find that command unit. Well... see, on the one hand I want to push in here. But on the other hand, it's quite risky. Oh, Jesus. It's quite risky to do that. Oh, shit. Yep, that was one. I almost made it without a single loss. If I would get pushed in here, and I engage at a short range, like I'm doing here with the K2 versus the T-90, there's a very good chance that the T-90 is going to get the drop on me. Like that. Come on, one more round. Fuck. That's the second one dead. And looks like the Air Force was already coming out to play. Okay, so that was a mistake. I don't need to get too aggressive here. It's too risky. Let's see, we have another veteran tank. I'm going to send you this way. I think that at this point the enemy battle group has pretty much lost the intention to go after my units any further. Unless they're gearing up for one final assault. But I don't think so. So we can get a bit closer. Fortunately, the amount of aircraft casualties is low. Oh, hello. Where were you going? That was further aircraft. That's a 40 pointer and another 40. I think that might have been AA. Interesting. Okay, so we killed one command tank and some AA units. I need you... Oh, hello. You going anywhere? Like hell you are. Panicked? Oh, Jesus, there's a whole bunch of T-90s coming this way. Alright, I lost another K2. I think an elite one as well. But... was that another loss in the K2? It might have been. Did I have two of them here or one? Sorry, I'm recording this at, well, about 2300 hours, so already had a long day. Let's see. I need 298 points. That's 2 T90s and change. So far, losses to this battle group have been really light. Hello. Shit, here comes the Air Force. I'm not sure exactly what they're hoping to see. I'm not too eager to find out. There's further T-90s here. Come on, I need both of these. Yeah. Except there's 3 of them. Scratch 1. Well done. Missile incoming. Shit, that's another one dead, but I might get the aircraft. Yep, got the aircraft. Okay, show me. The tank regiment has been destroyed. I took out 79 tanks? Really? I took out a lot of tanks, but that's not 72. And I took out a fair share of the T-90s. See, if they just massed these, that would have been the end of me. If they started out with the battle group of all of those T-90s backed up with the air support, I would have been done. I lost 4 K2s all in all, 3 to the aircraft, 1 to a tank. And without this battle group, the tank regiment, the others cannot attack. So for the moment, Chon'Ma is safe. But that is probably not going to last too long, because there's an infantry regiment on the way. And with the infantry regiment on the way, there's a fairly good chance that all of these jets will be back rather soon. Now, I still have the air defense company here. I'm not going to use them, because they're here in tandem with the mechanized infantry regiment to hold down this zone. Other battle groups, I don't believe I have. These guys were still moving into Naval Sector Hotel to get fixed up. And once they are, I'm going to send them back north to Naval Sector, or potentially Mike, maybe November, to intercept the battle group over there. These guys already had a battle. These guys were reassigned to Daejeon. These guys did have a battle. And yeah, I think that concludes it. I have 30 points, but I'm keeping those in reserve. Or... that's another 24 K2s and another whole bunch of K1A2s. They only have 2 initiative though. This means that before they actually hit the front line, we're going to be 2 more turns in. No, I want to save the points and go after this base as quickly as possible, because the sooner I have King Dao, the sooner I get another 15 points per turn. And that is going to allow me to buy even more units. End the turn. Let's see what they're up to. Yep, there's Chon'Ma. As expected, that's the infantry regiment. And here's Naval Sector Delta. Now, I have a big advantage here. A very big one, because I can just comfortably sit in my Naval Sector Foxtrot. I can call in all of the aircraft, all of those tram intruders, and start sniping the Jankais. And by doing that, and neutralizing as many of them as possible, they will not be able to bring in reinforcements. And if I kill all of them, the battle group dies. Further, I'm also intercepting both of those helo groups that is, both of those regiments. So by taking out a couple of those Mi-25s, which really don't have any range on me, I think I might be able to take out these groups before they even hit my shores. Now their best range is the Kokon missile, 2625. The Hayabusa has a range against helos of 2800 meters, so it slightly outranges them, but not by much. The Temjari doesn't outrange them, and the Skjold, not even. It has a range of 2100 meters on the Otomalara. It does have a pretty good strength, and these missiles do what? 20 points of damage if they hit. Now I'm going to focus heavily on the Jankais. That's going to be key here. Nuking the Jankais. Alright, I have a fair amount of points, and with the ships not being as expensive as they once were, I should be able to field a good number of them. Although I don't really have to. Because if all works out... Let's make it scout on each side. If all works out, I'm going to be able to take out these ships before they get anywhere near. The only area that might show up with a ship early is Naval Sector Charlie. And I might see HGMs coming in, or ASMs, anti-ship missiles, coming in from Naval Sector Charlie. So we're going to line up. Not too close, but not too far apart either. I still want them to share AA. And then start off the line on that end with a whole bunch of Chamzaries. Again, not too close. I'm going to stagger them a little bit, making sure I have a pretty decent wall. And if a missile hits a Chamzary, well, big deal, it's 25 points. If it hits this, it's 2.5 times the points and a command unit, which I'd rather not lose. Just for good measure, we're going to have 2 on this side. Okay, let's see what we can find. This actually, I might be able to use them in single sections because they all fire 4 missiles. Alright, you're going this way, you're going that way. There's a Jankai already. C was classed as very good. And since this is the only target, let's see if I can just immediately erase it. Missiles in the air. And there we go. Okay, so I do need 2 of them. Because apparently, it's not just their Seawiz that's very good. Do you see how many missiles actually try to evade the target? These things have a 50% ECM. That is very high for a ship. Let's see if I can engage them early on, before they bring in a clump of these things and they get harder to hit. But there is 2 of them. Yeah, it's enough. Okay, so that's 2 out of 8 ships dead. Hello, Super Puma. I don't really have anything to deal with them. The only way that I could deal with them is up close. I'm not really too happy about that. Apparently the AI thinks it's a great idea to bring in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships on this end. That means that the last command unit is over there, Naval Sector Bravo. That's fine. I'll take you out first. Because if this is a roaming group, that means they can no longer bring in reinforcements. And that would suit me just fine. Also, I think that these groups, these ships here, don't know where I am. Unfortunately, the ASM reload on these aircraft apparently takes forever. Look at that. This guy apparently had a brief glance at one of my ships. He was trying to target something. Now the range on these things is 8700. The Skjold has 9100. The margin for error is very low. I only have 4 of them. This means that I can field 32 anti-ship missiles. Let's say I'd need 8 per ship. And that's if they're not clumped up. If they are, that math gets thrown out of whack. Oh, really? Shantus. Shantus, however, can be an aircraft threat. 2800 meter range against an airplane. It's not likely to hit it though. But the aircraft cannot hit that thing either. Hang on, your Nimrod can hit that? Interesting. What are... Ah. Oh, what's going on here? What is going on here? Somebody's lobbing missiles at me. I'll let you know I take offense to that. Yeah, they're lobbing them over this little dip in the island. That's fine. You just fire those one by one by one. I'll wait. Nimrod, pull back. These are very slow ship-to-ship missiles. Pretty easy to intercept. And they carry 8 of them, so this thing might be just about out of missiles. And I think it has 4 on the other flank. So far, we have some near explosions. That's why they're taking some HE damage. Or some hit pull and pull damage. The Hayabusas don't really care. It's more like they've taken shrapnel damage, if anything. And here's their problem. These guys are now just about out of missiles. And I don't see a Muna pulling up anytime soon to try and help them out. Is that too close? No, it's fine. Skilled. Go and take out that super... Oh, actually. Scratch that. I'm not sure if this thing already fired its missiles, and I'm not too eager to find out. Maybe a Hayabusa is safer. This thing has a range of 7 clicks. I think if it would have wanted to fire those missiles, it would have done so already. And these ships... Yeah, the ships are now empty. At least for missiles. Oh, get the Nimrod out of here. I need my spotter. These are empty. So now, if I angle the Hayabusas... I don't even need to angle them. Where are your missiles? Where are your missiles? Ah. You don't have a bow launcher. You do have a stern launcher, but... Nah. Okay. Attention all ships. Turn. Rudder right. Make a 90-degree starboard turn. Holy crap, those are fast missiles! Jesus. Fortunately, they'll fire them at one ship, so that's 4 Jankais killed. I want you to kill that one. Where are you going in a hurry? Clear to move. Okay. So now we can engage them. You and you, go in for a gunfight. These guys have officers wounded on the bridge. I have sort of lost track how many ships I've killed. But I think I'm looking at 5 confirmed Jankai kills. With this being number 6, 7, and 8. And this Jankai is not having a good day. It is in gun range, but the ship is heavily panicked. Its accuracy is normally 25%. My guns also fire back at it at 25%. So let's move up a little. Considering my accuracy is just as good as stabilized, it can only get better. 20%, 21. Naval guns these days. Oh, there's the Shantos. Here's the Shantos. Just trying to fire back with a vengeance. What's your armor like? 4 on the side, 6 on the back. Alright. We need to engage them from the sides. Point your bow in. Because my bow has a frontal... Holy moly, whose missile was that? Ah! The LCU has arrived. And in doing so, it was capable of resupplying some of these missiles. Perfect. Now, once these Shantus are dead, I'm going to neutralize this Genkai. Let's move up with the scout and neutralize the other one. And then see if that helicopter regiment is impacted. The helicopter regiments, rather. Both of them. Good damage. Unfortunately, these things aren't worth a shit. 15 points only. Look at you. A little bit more and you're elite. There's another Shantu, and that's the last one. Alright, 1 and 2. Get ready. Kill that Genkai. Off you go. There goes the first salvo, and there goes the second salvo. And the missiles are coming in. This poor ship doesn't stand a chance. Perfect. Good work. As for the last Genkai, it really doesn't stand a chance. Doesn't have enough defenses, doesn't have enough allies, doesn't have enough escorts. Yeah, it's escorted by Moonas. Well, that's not really going to save you. Scratch that. Look at that. 750 Special Forces Regiment destroyed. And the Surface Brigade. Losses, none. Perfect. The best battles are those where the enemy does not have a fight, or does not stand a chance. Alright, we're being engaged in Chon'Ma yet again. I'm going to be doing this one next episode, because this one's running, well, close in 40 minutes. We're looking at next fight is a lot of infantry. Bachongzus, really not that big of a deal unless they get close. The aircraft, apparently not in for round 2. The helicopters, annoying, but can easily be dealt with. And other than that, well, it's not too difficult. Let's see about that next episode. For now, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm going to be continuing with this campaign very, very soon. Probably 2.42, but I'll let you know about that next episode. For now, thank you for watching. See you soon.